Alright, you beautiful people, Kenshi here, bringing you episode 5 of the Rise of the Holy Nation Iron Man playthrough. At the end of last episode, we went off trying to find a reliable source for iron plates. Unfortunately, the holy mines do not sell the iron plates, and when we were there, we got in a fight with a bunch of mules. Thankfully, the Holy Nation was there to help us out, and we managed to survive. We got plenty of meat and a whole bunch of animal hides from it. We're now going to head off to Stack to see if we can get some more iron plates there and hopefully recruit a few more guys. Getting to Stack should be a pretty quick trip. We might get in a fight on the way, but I doubt it. We need to get Crosseye backpack whilst Peter's away so we can carry on gathering iron plates and building materials. These we'll need for when we create our own base, which should be in the next episode or two. We will also use Crosseye to get the iron ore from the iron ore veins that we'll be mining at the moment. This isn't going to make us a massive amount of money, but it is going to be a few thousand cats, which is quite nice. It's also going to level up their labouring skills, so they're going to be more useful once we get the base going. These stall vendors seem to sell 1 or 2 iron plates on average. Some of them have 4, some of them have none, but this is going to mean we're going to be able to get a lot more iron plates than what we were able to get before. From going around the vendors, we were able to get 12 iron plates before we ran out of money, so if we can get a more reliable income, we are going to be able to get a lot more iron plates. With those, we're going to be able to start turning them into armor plates and also into weapons. Peter and Gnu have made it to Stack. It seems that the Holy Nation has a wildlife problem. We will go in and help, but first, Peter needs to sell off a bunch of the animal meat and animal hides and put Gnu to bed so he can heal up. Once those are done, we're going to jump in and help out the Holy Nation. They seem to be putting up a decent fight, but they definitely could use a hand. So we're going to come in and help our Oakronite brothers. This is going to be super good training for Peter, and also once Gnu is healed up, he can jump in as well. I think the best thing we can do, as we are a juggernaut, is we're going to go in, tank the Bull Alpha. We have a pretty large HP pool and we are fairly tough. Not super tough, but tough enough to be able to put up a bit of a fight. This means the other guys are going to be able to get in and get a bunch of hits off on it, which means it will go down fairly soon. If the Holy Nation loses too many members in this fight, they will just get overrun by the local wildlife, and then when bone dogs and things like that start coming in, which they will just wipe out this town, which is not what we want. We need the Holy Nation to survive, so we're going to take the Bull Alpha down, then we're going to start working on taking down the wild mules. These wild mules aren't super tough, aren't super damaging, but they do have a decent HP pool on them. So the plan's going to be, we are going to loot all of the meat and animal hides that we can off them. 2 reasons. Firstly, it's going to be a lot of money and a lot of food for us, and secondly, it will kill the mules so they can't get back up. Once the Holy Nation survives this and wipes out this animal infestation, which they will, their guys are going to be tougher. The same way our guys, our characters increase in stats, so will the Holy Nation. Which means that in the future, when we come around and they get attacked again, their guys are going to be better fighters, they're going to be tougher, and this sort of thing will be cleared up quicker. They'll take less losses, and also means we're going to be able to harvest more meat and more animal hides quicker. As we were looting the animal corpses, 2 more alpha bulls have shown up. Now the Holy Nation is pretty beaten up and pretty weak right now, so it is a fairly dangerous situation for the town. They will hold, but the chances of losing people are a lot higher now. So we're going to do what we can to help with the alpha bulls, and the amount of meat and level we've got right now is pretty mental. We should be able to sell it for probably 6-7k, maybe a bit more if we're lucky, and we are going to be able to afford quite a lot of things. What we will do, seeing as the alpha bull was being dealt with quite nicely, we will carry on looting the mules just so they can't get back up. In the meantime, we have some work to do back at the base. We're going to need to put in some lighting, then go back to Peter and trade off a bunch of this animal hide and meat. It looks like we're going to make a bunch more money than I thought. With this money, we are going to get some more recruits so we can grow our colony. First recruit we have found is Optic. He is a disfigured medic and he will join us, and he does not cost us anything, so he is a free companion. Only issue is we cannot choose what he looks like unless we go to a plastic surgeon. Second recruit is Griffin. He is a ex-Holy Nation Sentinel, so I'm hoping he's going to be decent at fighting with decent medical skills, so we should bring him along. It looks like he has an okay plank with him. It's not going to be amazing, but it is going to be better than what most people start with. He costs us 9k cats, so I hope he's going to be worth that money. We're going to send everyone else up back to Blister Hill, and whilst everyone is making their way back up to Blister Hill, we're going to take Crosseye, we're going to send him to the general goods store and see if they've refreshed their stock. which they have, but there really isn't all that much that we want at the moment. We're going to take the iron plates and the electrical components. We'll also take the cloth, so that means we're going to be able to carry on producing cloth armor and some pretty primitive weapons. We have sent Crosseye out on another ore run. On the way back, we have found a skeleton tech hunter being attacked by the guards, so we're going to drop the rucksack so we can get here, and hopefully he doesn't get kidnapped or imprisoned before we get there. I'm not expecting him to have amazing kit, but tech hunters generally have decent enough kit. We got some standard grade armoured rags and a katana, which is a Katan number 3. That is not too bad. That's better than some of the kit that we have at the moment. So we've got a few guys that we can give that to. We've got to pick that rucksack back up before it despawns, and then we can go drop off that ore and hopefully get some more iron plates and building materials. We have just found the body of a Shek tech hunter, so we're sending Janet over to go and get some more kit. She isn't wearing any armor at the moment, so just getting this is going to be better for her. And they also have a katana, which is a Katan 2, which is going to be a nice addition to her, since she just had a rusty katana before. We will need to put in some weapon storage. Not that we're really going to be using that much of it anytime soon, but having it is going to be easier. So once we start getting the iron plates in and we can reliably produce weapons, we will be able to store them. We will need to put down a leather storage. I didn't realise we didn't have one, but now we do. We just got quite lucky again. The Holy Nation went and attacked some bounty outlaws. I didn't see the battle, but we managed to find the bodies, and so we're going to strip them for their kit. Their kit is decent. They got some very good weapons, but the armour itself isn't amazing. It's only standard grade and it isn't that much better than stuff we got now, but I do have a couple guys that could do with the extra armour. We're also going to drop off the hashish, because we are not drug smugglers, we are loyal members of the Holy Nation. But we do have a bounty that we're going to hand in, so we're just going to head over to the HQ, to the barracks, to drop it off. So we took the bounty to the Holy Nation. Unfortunately, they will not accept the bounty, as the bounty is dead. The other nations accept them, but you only get half of the bounty. The Holy Nation, on the other hand, will not accept them at all, and tells you that you have no right in killing people. So they won't pay you for it, which is a little bit annoying. Not a massive issue, but something that we know now. So next time we come across a bounty, we'll firstly make sure they're alive, and if they're wounded, we will heal them up. So when we hand them in, we actually get paid. Because with the United Cities and the Shek, if you hand in a dead bounty, you still get a bunch of money for it. Luckily though, we have now found another bounty outlaw who is in one of the cells in the Holy Nation. So what we're going to do is we're going to strip him of his kit, and his equipment and his weapon is going to be worth more than what the bounties on the other two were anyway. So this is a win-win for us. Now this is something I have never seen before. The Oni are attacking an actual town. Normally they'll attack your outpost and your settlement, but I've never seen them go after a town itself, which is quite interesting. Thankfully, the Holy Nation are all geared up to be able to take down robots, so these Onis are going to go down super quick. Not sure why, but the Onis aren't fighting back, so they're just standing there taking a kicking. So yeah, this is going to be tidied up super quick. We can't really do too much with their gear. Their clubs aren't going to be super useful to us. The robotics repair kits aren't going to do too much, but maybe the advanced medikits will. But we'll need to see what the Holy Nation do with them, if they imprison them or do something else. It's looking like they just pick them up and imprison them. So we'll swing by the barracks pretty soon and then help ourselves to those medikits. In the meantime, we're going to do some shopping. We are after some iron plates. We're going to sell off the boots, and that'll be about it for now. We're going to go around and check the vendors if they've got any iron plates. Unfortunately, we're only able to pick up 3 more iron plates, but that is going to be enough to get our small wind generator online and start working on the 3rd. Okay, so we've got all 3 wind generators online, and now we're building the armor storage. So we're starting to look like we're in a good situation. We've got power, we got storage, and now all we need is a reliable source of iron plates, and we're going to be in a pretty tidy situation. We have just set up a second squad. This is going to be our adventure squad. I won't put you through the misfortune of watching me try to smell that. Who we have moved across is Peter the Hermit, Gnu and Griffin. With these guys, we're going to be able to go out and do some adventures. We are going to be looking to take some easy, quick bounties so that we can sell them off, increase our relationship with the Holy Nation, and then eventually move on to more prize targets like the leaders of the Holy Nation and the Shek Kingdom. But now we have the chance. We have come across a plastic surgeon. So we're going to take Optic and we're going to turn him into Little Jimmy. Little Jimmy is a sub-recommended name. So if you want to name a colonist, all you need to do is just message down in the comment section below. Little Jimmy's meant to be quite tall, particularly lanky and slightly hunched over. So that is what we are going to do. And welcome little Jimmy to the party. Even though it looks like he needs to get to the toilet pretty quick, we'll go and find him one and then we'll be right back. Thankfully we were able to get one just in time, so little Jimmy should be alright for a little while. We are going to take the adventurers out and we're going to send them off to the Skinner's Room to fight some bandits. Before we go, we're going to sort out some equipment, move it around and stock them up on supplies. So once we head into Skinner's Room, we should be able to stay there for a decent while and get plenty of experience on our guys. Griffin should be fairly decent because he does have decent stats to start with. GNU and Peter, because their juggernauts, are going to level up super quick anyway, and we should just be able to get an absolute ton of experience fighting these guys. Depending on how it goes, either we'll need to come back or we can carry on and then hunt something else down. We have found a pretty big horde of hungry bandits, so we're going to go in and fight them. What we'll do is we'll drop Griffin back, we'll put him on passive and onto medic. So this means that once the guys go in and they fight, if anything happens, he can always go in and patch them up. Because they're going to be rocking a lot of crossbows and our guys aren't very tough, nor are they in any decent armour. So there is a chance that they could bleed out. That is not what we want because juggernauts are quite rare and these are our two main characters at the moment. So we'll take this chance to get in, cause as much damage as we can, get loads of training, and then as and when needed, Griffin can come in, or he can just stay out and help when needed. They seem to only want to fight us in small groups at the moment, which is fine. That means we can pick them apart piecemeal. I doubt we'll be able to take the 250. Well, there's absolutely no chance we can take the 250 because, well, if there's 250 of them, they will just win over time anyway. A few more of them are starting to join in now, so we are going to get some crazy good experience of this. We have Pete using the plank at the moment. The plank does have the ability to one hit some of them, and it is going to be crazy good for his strength. Once his strength starts to increase a bit more, or he starts to get a bit too damaged, we're going to swap out to a katana. The katana is going to help him improve his dexterity. So we're going to be able to train a lot of strength from this and a lot of dexterity. We are going to pull GNU back. Reason for that is GNU doesn't have a secondary weapon. So if we bring him back to Griffin, he can take Griffin's katana, which means he's going to be able to train his dexterity if his arms mess up. But then thinking about it, what I might do is I might just take the cross polearm off GNU and just have him running around with the katana. These hungry bandits don't have much toughness and have virtually no armor, so having a katana is going to be a lot better than that polearm for the moment. He's going to be able to get way more experience, way more training and a bunch more kills under his belt. Now all the gear is swapped across, let's get back into the fight. Peter seems to be doing pretty well, but that's kind of to be expected. He does have some medium mercenary plate, which isn't exceptional, but it will block about 90% of the damage from the crossbows, so we don't need to worry about those. And his strength is going up crazy quick at the moment, so it won't be too long until we swap him out for the katana, so then he'll be able to hit both his dexterity and strength training in this. So by the end of this fight, he is going to be an absolute powerhouse. GNU, on the other hand, he is a juggernaut as well, but where he is only in rags, he's going to take a lot more damage, so he's not going to be able to stay up as long. Because he's not going to stay up as long, he's not going to get as much toughness and strength and dexterity training, but he will still get quite a lot from this battle nonetheless. We are going to need to swap the plank across on Peter the Hermit for his Wizawaki. There is so many starving bandits right now, he is just not getting any attacks off. This Wizawaki is going to really help with his dexterity, and also just getting the attacks off is going to train his katana skill, his melee attack, his melee defense, dexterity. So it's going to be really good across the board just having him get the attacks off. I prefer that he was using the plank, but with the 5x attack slots, he is not going to get many attacks off with a heavy weapon. GNU managed to hold up for a fair while, but he is now down. But like I said, that is because he is wearing rags, whereas Peter the Hermit's doing pretty well. Even though it is only mercenary plate, it seems to be helping him out like crazy. Most of that is just coming down to mitigating the crossbow damage, so he's not getting the bleed effect off it, and the crossbows aren't getting through, because there is just a ring of archers outside firing in, and they are proper doing a number on my characters. The main issue with crossbows is when you get hit by them, you get staggered. So if you get attacked normally, there's a chance you get staggered, but crossbows almost always make you get staggered, and when you're being staggered, obviously you can't defend yourself and you can't attack, but you can be attacked. So this can cause you a slight issue and get you into a chain lock. Peter seems to be alright because the hungry bandits aren't very good shots, so they end up shooting each other. but it is still causing quite a lot of damage. His toughness, dexterity and strength in this fight alone has gone up like crazy, meaning it's not going to be too long until we can start hunting down some decent bounties. I think we'll go after the Black Dragon Ninjas first, as they will be close by. They have decent kit, fairly easy to take down, and has an okay reward for it. From there, we'll go and hunt down the Fotsem Ninjas, give them to the High Lord Phoenix, because he should like that, and it should put us in a pretty good standing with the Holy Nation. It is a few hours later. We're running this on 3 times speed now, because Peter is proper tar-pitted. We have tried to disengage, but that doesn't work because the Starving Bandits are quicker, and Peter's legs are all mashed up. The skill on the Rangers has increased quite a lot now, so they are getting pretty good shots, and they keep managing to tag us in the legs. So we are in a pretty bad situation, not the worst one we could be in, but this isn't going as well as it was earlier. We have thinned out the Starving Bandits a bit, but there is still a crazy amount of them, as you can see, and just from the sheer amount of crossbow bolts in him, Peter's not having a good time. The Starving Bandits have managed to pick a fight with the local wildlife. In this case, it is an Orion Krakatoa. These things are insane. Super strong, super deadly, big HP pools, rapid attacks. We know this from last series where we managed to capture one and tame one, and Niffy was a absolute beast. They're just bone dogs on steroids and far more dangerous. Wild horses and bulls are now involved as well, so these Starving Bandits are going to be cleaned up super quick. Peter does look like a porcupine, but he has managed to survive. He really shouldn't have, but he did, so we'll take that as a victory. We're going to need to heal ourselves up, heal Gnu up, find Griffin, and then head back to base so we can heal up. We'll resupply, and then we'll head back out. We'll get some more training, and then hopefully we should be in a situation where we can take on the Black Dragon Ninjas. I will need a change to the dismemberment settings, because that is meant to be turned off in this playthrough. Because we're playing as the Holy Nation, if we lose a limb, obviously that is a slight issue. I also want to see how the game balances if you have limb dismemberment off, because in some ways I think it's going to make the game more challenging. But we're going to need to go and sort that out in just a second. We'll change it across now so we don't need to worry about it again. That shouldn't have happened, and hopefully it won't happen again in this playthrough. We are all patched up, all the gear is sorted, we have Gnu picked up, and now we're going to head back to Blister Hill. So with that, I am going to need to bring this episode to an end. So thank you very much for watching episode 5 of Rise of the Holy Nation. I have been Konzi. All your likes, comments, subs, support have been amazing. You guys are awesome, and I'll catch you on the next one.